Well, hello everyone. Brian with Craftfancy. Holy cow, I must be on. I see that I got it on. Tanya just wrapped up. Let's give you a couple seconds. I just want to make sure I know everyone's going to kind of be looking for us and jumping over, pending the feature part. She ran a couple minutes over, which is okay in my book. So hopefully everyone's doing okay. Coming live to you on 4 channels. That's Craftfancy on Facebook and on the One of a Kind group. And we are live on YouTube for Craftfancy and the One of a Kind shows. So without further ado, this is the first class. Let's bring in our class teacher. She's going to make sure we're all classy. Her name is Sheila. Hey, Sheila.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going today, Sheila?
It's going good.
All right.
I feel like we're almost in spring, and we have kind of a springy project to do.
Excellent, excellent. So everything working out with you? How was this class? How did you come up with this class?
I came up with this class because I had a vision of just having some depth to a mini album, and I was playing around with what dyes would work. And actually, I'm going to give you several options, but today we're using a layered heart dye.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all frazzled, so I don't know what's going on. So why don't we got some people coming in. We got Jody Alexander coming in there. Jane's in there. Pat Grossman, Isabel's with us right now they're all saying hello and good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hopefully it's pretty good. I still don't know what's going on. I can't see comments on my screen, so I got to kind of try to figure this out as we go along here. So. And then I know there's probably people on the Facebook Craftfancy side. I'm going to try to get those comments up too. So without further ado, why don't we start our class?
Okay.
Go ahead.
We're ready.
Oh, this isn't the page that I wanted. This was the page I wanted. Sorry, let's start there. Guys, grab your kit. It's the Layered Hearts mini album class. And here it is. If you didn't get your class, there's kits still available at craftfancy.com. Be sure to check that out. And over to Sheila. Ooh, there we go.
Okay, so this is a quick review of the final project. There's a little, bookmark or dangle on there. It's got a magnetic closure, so it stays closed, so you can display it, upright. And hard to see like the depth here, but okay, so. We're going. It's in kind of a rainbow theme with this paper. Perfect for March and St. Patrick's Day coming up. We've got a rainbow theme in here. I put a little rainbow quote from a song, the True Colors song. There's a little peekaboo journaling in there. Okay, so we can fit lots of cute pictures in. There we go. Yes, I did not stick this one in there. We got that one. Okay, so and see how the cutout hearts are getting smaller. Okay, and then if we want to stick a little picture in there that would show through to the front of the album, we can stick a little picture. Let me get that in there so you can see it. Kind of a spring photograph when it's closed. You can see the little face in there if you want. And a couple of pockets and a little belly band, which also you can tuck more pictures in. Okay. It looks more complicated than it actually is, and that's why we're doing this class today, and you'll be able to see that you can make this yourself. We're using the Layered Hearts die right here. And I'm going to start by taking out the largest heart because I'm not using that today. The largest one, not using. And the 2 smaller ones I'm not using, but these are going to be great for embellishing your pages with extra hearts. And you should have extra paper. And I'm putting them in we have a little magnetic tray here, and these are also available on Craftfancy. So that's going to hold all my smaller pieces. All right, you had some homework to do. You had some cutting. So from this large paper, that has kind of the rainbow stripe on it. We needed a 3 by 12 inch band. And then there's extra of this paper. You were supposed to cut 6 spine pieces. So here's 6 spines, 1 by 6, and 8 1 1/4 inch hearts. Okay, you could use this side or you could use the other side. The same paper. Got 8 of those, and then 3 of the 1 1/2 inch hearts, and those will make your little tag bookmark. And you still will probably have paper left, the rainbow paper, to cut for your extra pieces for your pockets and embellishments. So this paper right here, and I'll go through what the papers are called so you can figure that out. This one's called the Cute and Crafty, the one with the rainbow on one side, and it's got the little pink hearts on kind of a light red corally color on the other side. You have cut these already, hopefully. The one that you trim at 8.5 inches is going to be your left side, and the one that you trim at 9.25 inches, that's going to be your right side. I'm move this up right now. Okay. So now we're using the second largest heart die. So remember, we put the largest one to the side. I'm taking the second largest heart die. I'm putting it between the 2 sheets where I'm going to want it on the front of my album. And I'm going to lightly trace or mark, maybe not trace around the whole thing, mark it where I want the die to set. So when I move my paper and get it set up, it'll be all lined up. I'm using a low tack tape, similar to a washi tape, painter's tape. Well, some washi doesn't work well, but this low tack Killer Bee tape is what I like. That's what I'm using right now because I know after I cut that my die will come up from the paper and it won't pull the paper with it. So getting that heart lined up where I had it. And any die cut machine will work just fine. I am using a crank one today so it doesn't make a lot of noise. And honestly, this first part is probably the trickiest part, and the rest of it will be a bit easier. So this part is a little bit fiddly. So I just want to cut half a heart on one side, and then we'll go and we'll cut the half a heart on the other side. So it's done.
Sheila, why are you using the manual die cutter today?
So it doesn't make noise. So, you know,
Make noise.
I can hear you. It's not going to make noise if I have to talk while I'm running it through.
Always consider the viewers of the one-of-a-kind group.
That's
Craftfancy.
And I always keep all the pieces I cut out because this, I can get a couple more hearts out of this. So, I like to purchase the more, the higher price paper because it's a better quality. It's thicker. It cuts better. It gives you that nice, I hear a nice little crackle when it cuts. It's not tear. So because of that, I like to keep all the pieces to use on other things. All right, so I have my right side done. Now I'm going to do my left side. I've already marked it so that they line up well on the front. Make sure that this is lining up here as well. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Is anyone saying anything out there?
Other than good morning, then everyone's quiet, so I
Okay.
assume they're crafting along.
Maybe on their second or third cup of coffee. Because
maybe they're all scared to talk to me because they know that I was in a bad mood.
It's in a weekend day. They do. You did not share that.
There's nothing to share.
You did not share that you were in a bad mood.
I didn't have to say that I was in a bad mood. I'm sure everyone could clearly see it.
Oops. All right, sorry about the little wiggling, but at least did that work. I didn't hear the little crack, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. Let's get that out of there. Yeah, a nice, clean, beautiful cut. And I've got this extra piece for a pocket or something later.
All right. At least Jane had the guts to write. She's not afraid of Mr. Hand, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, I need to get rid of Krabby Brian really fast and get back into happy mode.
Okay, so see, there we have the center right there.
And you know what makes me happy?
What?
I know this sounds crazy. You know what makes me happy?
What makes you happy?
Just watching you crafting right now.
Because my happiness radiates across the table.
That's
and
right.
Around the room and across the country.
That's it. You're energizing.
Because I just love doing this.
Yep.
All right. We're going to score the left sheet 3 inches and 3 1/4 inches from the center front. And before I score, measure twice, score once. So I'm going to score here and here. And that's from the center front, so no, I don't want to score over here. This is my left side. I'm going to flip it over because I'm going to score it here. Three. There's my 3 1/4. Okay, I'm doing the same on the right side.
Yeah, Joanna Hirsch is saying, Brian, just breathe. We are all here for you.
That's so sweet.
Oh, Laura Lee Alexander says, thanks for the great idea on using the pattern paper. Tina Murray says, Brian, as long as you show up, I'm happy. I don't care if it's delayed a little. Thank you very much, Tina. I do appreciate that. Jane also says, I live with Krabby Kurt, so I'm used to that. Isn't every guy in your life Krabby? And then
oh, how fun.
Diane's absolutely right by saying it's not a good tech day. No, it's not.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Take it over.
This sheet here, instead of 3 and 3 1/4.
Let me zoom in on this.
It's 3 1/8. And I don't have an 1/8 indent on my score pal. So what I do is I mark it, and then I just shift my paper over where I need that 1/8 of an inch.
Can you say that one more time?
Yes. I need to score the right side at 3 and 3 1/8. And because when I line it up on this particular device, yours might be different. I don't have a 3 1/8 indent. So I mark it and then I scooch it over to where there is an indent.
All right.
So I've got the 3 1/8 there.
That's your crafty tip of the day, ladies.
Crafty tip of the day, scooching.
Scooching.
Scooch it over. I'm lightly now just bending those, folding those pieces. We're not going to glue the two sides together. That's going to come later. I'm not gluing them together. I'm just checking that this will be just right. Okay, there we go. It's going to be just right. Oh, this could have been tighter back there.
Don't second guess yourself.
Yeah, well, sometimes you want to go back and you want to make it absolutely perfect. Today we have an hour, so today we're just going to kind of keep it flowing, right? Now,
So we got some good tips out there, and then scooching is a crafty term, and then Anne Marie says scooching is a technical term. So yes, scooch.
So I'm using the unglued cover as a measuring tool. I'm going to line it up on my scoreboard because, not because I'm using the scoreboard, but because it gives me a buffer. My paper's not going to move if I line it up like that. Okay, so I'm using this as a measuring tool. Okay, so I buffed it up, lined it up there, because I want to cut my first heart. Needs to be lined up, right? So I'm going to take my first piece of paper where I'm going to cut a heart, and I want it to show right through the front there. I want it to be lined up when I do it. And so in order to do that, I'm going to make sure I cut this. Right. Here we go again, marking here and here. Again, this is kind of the trickiest part. The rest will be easy. So I want my first cut to be lined up and to give me, so I can see the outline there. So this is where I want to cut. Take that down.
And you're just using...
I'm just using that low-tack Killer Bee tape, Pixie tape, whatever kind of low-tack tape you have. So let's check that that's going to be in the right spot. Again, just check twice, and you only have to cut once. All right, that should be in the right spot. Yes? I think so. Okay. So now I'm ready to cut this heart. I'm just using the hand crank. Oops. This is an old one. This is a very old one. And since your paper is only 6 inches, it should fit in there. Just right. And crank it. And we got our first peekaboo window there. Alright, so there's your first peekaboo window. Again, keep this piece that you cut out because we're going to use that later. I'm going to use it on the rainbow side. I love the rainbow side. Now I'm finished with this size. It's going in my tray.
Even welcome Laura Plummer out there on watching from the Facebook page there. She's she's like, it's hard to be cranky when crafting.
Hard to be cranky.
Hard to be cranky.
Now all of our other papers we're going to use the paper before to line up the next one. Again, I'm just going to use the score pal because it holds my paper in place. My next paper is, so the first one was the rainbow and the clouds. Next one is, I think this is called swimming pool. Yeah, swimming pool on one side. On the other side, it's the blue and white dots. Okay. Tuck the paper in. Going for the next die down. That's not it. There we go. This one. The next one down. Right there. lining it up so that it's going to line up. That was redundant, lining it up so that it lines up. Early for me too, I guess. Now I'm going to cut this one. Scoreboard side and do our next heart cut.
Diane saying this is a cute album.
It's cute, thank you.
And then Lee also going back to the score pal there, or score buddy. That's a reason to buy the scoreboard with Ace.
Oh, yeah. I guess when I got this one, I didn't know the other one existed. But I will look into that. That'll be on my wish list.
Yes.
Investing in good tools, I find, is important in crafting, just as in crafting as it is in woodworking or electricianing.
Yes.
Any kind, good tools, jewelry making, good tools. Good tools make all the difference. So
you get back what you invest into it.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I just we can take a second there and just talk about this.
How cute that is.
I want to stress for a second here, and you know this from a crafting side of it too. And I don't want to make this sound like a sales pitch, but when you invest in good tools, they last you a lifetime. If you go to Timo or some Amazon crap, it's like going to Harbor Freight being an electrician. That's great. I can get 30 screwdrivers for $5. But the problem is I'm going to get 3 turns out of it, and then it's going to strip out because it's cheap.
Yep.
You know, and again, I get it. There's different budgets and stuff like that. But guys, and I don't think this is the problem with this group because we're all heavy crafters here. You invest in a product, the product lasts you a lifetime. You invest in something cheap, it's going to go. Same thing with dyes. Same things with dyes. You buy these cheap China dyes, you run it through a couple times, and it's all bold like the banana.
Yeah.
You get a quality dye from Riley and Company, Memory Box, Poppies, Waffle Flowers. You get anything from a quality company, you're going to watch it. Those dyes are going to last you a lifetime.
It's very true.
I see. You know what I don't see? This is interesting. You know what I don't see? And I'll get out of here then. Why she's working.
It's okay. I'm just doing the same thing 3 more times. Moving down in heart sizes and moving on to the next page.
Okay. So we have our Craftfancy garage sale. And it's coming up again, by the way. So not to make it a sales pitch here, but we have the Craftfancy sales, garage sales coming up. What I see in there all the time are older dyes. Like I said, the Memory Box, Riley's, Elizabeth Crafts. I see just everything. But what I don't see a lot of are these cheap Chinese dyes because you know why? They break. They're crappy, so they go. So you actually get your value out of it because when you bring it to the Craftfancy garage sale, you spend a little more for the dye. You have the dye. You get to enjoy your life out of it. Comes to the garage sale. Then you get the credit to use again to buy new dyes that you like. So that was the point I'm trying to make. Buy quality stuff, lasts a long lifetime, and then you still get value out of it if you don't need it anymore, which is the same with electrician tools. You see them a lot too. People use it. Something new comes out. I want to get something newer. I don't need the old one. I can sell the old one on Facebook or something. So, all right,
yes.
I know I just babbled on way too long.
No, it's good. So I know I've had this Score Pal for a while. I had another brand. I often pass some stuff to my sister, and trade up, or she needs the next best thing or whatever it is, and I've had it so long I can't remember when I bought it. So when I did buy it, I don't think eights are available right at the very bottom, but I am definitely going to look into that. But what I meant to say was these tools, these wear out. I didn't know that until it started getting rounded and wearing out, the actual scoring tool, and it wasn't giving me a good score. And you can get replacement ones, really nice ones. I think we have Teflon ones. When I say we, I mean Craftfancy. We have a nice Teflon replacement one.
Which one?
The a score tool.
Oh, the score tool? Yeah. Yeah, we can get that out there. So I just want to let everyone know.
Make sure you get a...
I posted a link for this. We have the mini score pal.
Oh, yeah.
The mini score buddy. The mini score buddy. It does have the 8th in there. So here, just really quick. So I did post it. There it is. It's $24.99.
I guess I hit that.
Stay tuned too for the end because we're going to have a little. We got a code for you guys to shop. So don't go and check out yet. So we'll be checking that out. And then also too is a lot of people just going back to the comments. Absolutely, tools are important. I buy the cheap paper for the preschoolers and the good stuff from my crafting. Way to go, Jody. Yeah, people are totally agreeing. Oh, Joanna Hirsch says, I have a woodworker in my family and who has great tools, but he has taken a few of mine. It's been great with it. So I asked him for pricey tools for Christmas. And that's what Christmas is all about. That's awesome.
I actually remember, as a little story while I get into the next one. I still remember my mother giving me for Christmas my very first pair of official Fiskars sewing scissors. And that was a big deal. And I still have those Fiskars, and I get them sharpened. My sewing shears, super sharp, and just the best. And I probably have them 50 years now. I've had them. Okay, oops, I put that away too fast. So I'm on the last little tiny cut. There.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to look up the score. The bone. That's a bone folder, isn't it?
It's a bone folder, yeah.
Look at that, huh?
I think I might have skipped a page in here. Uh-oh. Did I skip a page? I'm so sorry if I did. It'll all work out in the end no matter what. So let's just line this one up. And if I have made a paper mistake in here, you guys have the directions in front of you and you will be able to rectify that.
So what we have is the Craftfancy pencil bone folder.
I skipped a heart. Guys. That's okay. When we're live, I get a little nervous. Not because we're live, because I think that's great, but because there's a little bit of a time restriction. And so I may have skipped a page in here, and we'll go back and we will fix that situation. Okay. So I guess I will find out right now which one did I go. The big reveal. This one, this one, this one, this one. Yes, I'm definitely missing one. What happened? What happened? I didn't do this last one. I must have skipped ahead. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the next smallest on this one so it all works out. And you can go with the bigger hearts if you need more room on your page for larger photos. Use the smaller hearts. If you don't and it's more of a journal type thing, go with the bigger hearts. Totally up to you. But same technique. It's going to work the same way. And I said we weren't using this next smallest die, but I'm going to because I skipped ahead too quickly. So I'm going to use the itty bitty. On my last page. Oh no, see, I lined it up. I wiggled. No wiggling. No wiggling. So the moral of my mistake is take your time when you do this. Take your time. Right, Brian? Take your time.
Always take your time.
Because you can always go back and watch the directions later if I'm moving a little too quickly. Okay, there we go. And that's my tiny one right there. Okay. Putting my machine away. We might be doing some fun now. There we go. So my pages are lining up. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to build the spine. So you have 6 spine pieces. These are 1 by 6. You're going to score them in the middle. So exactly at 1/2 inch. And, you can have either side show. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Some of the pieces will be covered. Some of them will not. And you'll see what I mean by that when we start putting our pages on there. This is a little bit slow down. Okay, so we're making a score at 1/2 inch. And yes, the rule of thumb is that you make your score impression and you fold away from that. You make the mountain. That's how to properly score. I know it seems counterintuitive, but if you looked at it under a microscope, you would see what I mean. So I'm making the impression. I'm not scoring up this way, I score away. Spine piece. I'm giving it a little fold, but I am going to flatten them back out because we're going to be putting 2 staples in them just for some extra support. And as far as a glue that I'm using today, I'm using the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. I don't recommend using a tape if you're making an album because you want it to last with a lot of opening and closing and folding. So a really good paper craft glue is ideal. Do I have more scoring? I think that might be it. Okay. So I'm taking 2 pieces, 2 of my spines. I'm going to staple them together in the middle. Just to give them some extra holding power. Can you zoom in on that one, Brian?
Sure can.
So they can
Thank you for letting me know that.
see where we're stapling.
There we go. You're right in the crease.
In the crease. And 2 pieces. Just 2 pieces.
Pat Grossman says you make this look easy.
It is easy, Pat. And, the first time working it out, it takes some time. But I'm here to show you after I've already solved all the mistakes that I made, and hopefully then you won't make the mistakes I made and everything will go easy for you. So we're doing 3 spines. 1, 2, 3. Line them up. staple them in the middle. 2 staples. I know if anyone still knows those fancy staples. You know what I mean? We have the fancy stapler and the fancy staplers or colored staplers. Staples, if you're worried about them showing, they really aren't going to show, but if you are, you can color them with alcohol marker or something. Okay, so let me get my album out.
Well, thank you for that positive response, Laura Hood, saying that she got her Teflon bone folder from Craftfancy and she loves it.
Awesome. Make sure I do this right. I'm pausing because I'm trying to go with the exact instructions that we've typed out to make sure everything is in there. Staple the 2 together. Set the back spine inside the album, tucking the back piece of the spine under the back right cover and glue in place.
You mean you don't have this all memorized?
So I want to go in the order so everyone can also go in the order. So this is how I'm building it. Okay.
So what did you do again? I'm sorry.
So I'm starting to build the book now.
Okay.
Okay. And I haven't glued these 2 sides together yet because my back spine, here's one of my spines. This one back piece of this spine right here. Here, if you see it this way, okay, this back piece here is going to tuck under the back like this because this back page is going to really hold it in place right there. That's why I haven't glued this down yet because I needed a spine first. Now I'm going to glue it down. So I'm just taking my first spine. And also glue allows you a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of time to just get it right in place. And that's going right there. And now I'm going to glue this in place. Well, let's do it this way. This is the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And now I can put the back part down. And that's going to hold that first spine there in place. I need to wiggle it up a bit before it completely dries. Shift it up a bit so it all fits together for you. Come on, spine. Okay. All right. So we got that first spine in there. That's great. Now we're going to set and glue the other 2 spines in place. So we have 2 more spines. I'm folding them. I want the bone folder to really get that fold in nice and tight, so when I glue it, it'll be a good tight fold. Now, if you remember, let's think back to half an hour ago, we gave ourselves a 1/4 inch here, so our spines would fit in well, but on this side, we only gave ourselves 1/8 of an inch. So this is the 1/4 inch side. So all of our spines should be able to fit in there. I'm gluing, I'm putting all kinds of glue in that 1/4 inch fold.
But not oversaturating it, right? So
not oversaturating.
But if it does, Barely Art dries clear, correct?
barely dries clear, and there's these really cool adhesive erasers that I go to all the time. So I want this piece of this spine to go on here. And this piece of this spine to go on here. You might want to hold this down with like a bulldog clip, or set it in place and let it set before you do anything else, so it doesn't wiggle around when we do the next part. Tip, crafty tip. And I want this top piece of spine glued onto the front page. Okay, top piece of spine. I'm going to fold those all together. So now my spine is in that album pretty tight. Okay, I'm going to give that a second while we create the belly band. Let's just put a stapler on top of that for a second.
You're talking about the Xyron 2x2 adhesive eraser.
Is that one? It's like a little gum thing?
Yeah, it's like a little square.
Oh, I love that thing.
You're talking about this one? This one right here?
Yeah, I love that thing.
Right there, the 2x2. What does it do really quick? It just takes...
It erases adhesive. Any kind of glue, it just takes it right off your page nicely without ruining your paper. I carry one in my travel scrapbook. I have one on my craft room table. I just have them everywhere.
Hey, and at $3.99, it's, again, the right tool, right job.
Right tool for the right job. It's so true. Okay, I'm going to do the belly band strip. We're going to score at 3 inches on each. How did I get that? I needed the scoreboard. I scored 3 inches on each end.
And I'm just letting you know you are at the 15-minute warning mark.
Okay, we're going to do this.
I'm going to do it,
but I'm not going to rush.
Gentlemen.
I'm not rushing. 3 inches.
Myrna is saying that it's looking so cute.
3 inches on the other side.
Joni's saying it's an adorable little project.
It is an adorable project. And you guys know that Cyndi Lauper song, True Colors? True colors shining through. See your true colors. Well, this is a very rainbow themed album. And if you get the kit, I put some of the lyrics in there if you want to include them in your album. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Are beautiful like a rainbow, as they say at the end. So, all right, so this belly band, I'm going to show you on the finished album. My little bookmark. Acts as a little pocket. I'm going to take the photos out. See, this is our little belly band pocket. I'm going to slip this over my album. And I'm going to grab that first heart. And that's what I'm going to put over the belly band to close it. And I probably will embellish with a couple more of these little hearts on top. Okay, so we've scored it at 3 inches. And let's go over here and get that belly band slipped on.
Thank you, Kay Richards, for saying it was a cute project. We always appreciate the kind comments. It's always better than saying, God, that project sucks.
Hopefully nobody said that.
I know. There's nothing like great support like that, huh? Good God, why did I tune in for this crap?
Well, tune in for the comedy.
Right. Always a comedy show. Craft and comedy.
Oh, now I might have accidentally done too much glue, and then it's going to stick in the wrong spot.
Don't worry, I know where you can get an adhesive eraser.
On my belly band. Okay, there's my belly band, which will also act as a pocket in the future. Okay, time to put the pages in. I go from back to front to help me line them up.
Picture pages, it's time for picture pages.
It's time for picture pages.
I think that was a show. I don't remember.
It sounds familiar.
I thought it was a show, but I don't know. I'm too old, so I don't.
It does sound familiar. I need to refer to this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm confused.
What I used is the back one.
Look, Kay. I would never say that. I always learn something from every presenter. Well, thank you, Kay. I know I was just busting chops.
So nice.
Thanks, Kay. And a Cubby fan. That's way to go. So you're okay in my book, Kay. Tina Murray saying it's such a fun little book.
So here's my spine. Here's my back page, which I did not cut a heart into. This is so easy, people. Easy peasy. Let's just get that page in there.
Laura Lee is asking if there are written directions for the kit.
They're in the kit.
There is, or are there written directions available for the SKU project? And the answer is yes, but it's available in the kit. I will post the link for that kit.
In the kit. Wait, did I just glue the wrong one down? I did. Thank goodness that this glue. Oh yeah, I see what I did. Okay. So the paper that I'm using at the very back might not be the exact paper you're using, but the technique is the same. Put one down. So I'm going to do the next one. The next smallest heart.
So while you're doing that, we're starting to run out of time really quick. So what I would like to do at this point, ladies, if you look at the top of your screen, boom, there it is. It's springtime is the code this week. Springtime, one word, springtime, one word. 13% off all your orders till 3/9. That's Sunday night at midnight. So that's going to be 13% off all your orders, 3/9 to midnight, Central Standard Time, by the way. So you guys want to go ahead and get your orders in. You've been checking out the links that we had everything on there. We're going to get everything out. We're going to ship it out right away because we're leaving for a show. We're going to Allentown, Pennsylvania this week for a show out there. I think it's a Stamper Con show. I don't know what's going on. I got so many shows. I don't know which show I go to. Carol just tells me you're going to Pennsylvania this week. So that's where I go. I listen to wherever she tells me because when a lady tells me what to do, it's got to be right. So 13% off. It's springtime. And that's going to be all off all your orders, excluding class kits, which I'm sure you guys know that already. So, guys, if you want to be able to scroll through the past, check out everything that we used in this project. Kits are still available. We can check that out really quick. Let's go to the Craftfancy store right away. There it is. It is the Layered Hearts mini album in there. For the price today, you're going to get the heart set die, pattern paper, doodlebug heart embellishments, tonic magnets, and twine. Remember, the adhesives are not included. So we're going to be able to check that out. So guys, be sure to check that all out. Any questions, you can always call the store or Facebook message us, call me, get a hold of me, hold of Carol, hold of somebody.
Okay, so
someone's there. All right, go ahead.
And lining up, and then gluing, and then lining up until you have gotten all your pieces on all your spines. All right. I know we're running out of time, so it should line up like that. It's going to fold and close beautifully like this.
We got a couple minutes yet, so.
I know, but we still have the magnet closures.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So
I'll shut up. You can do your work.
You've got little magnets in your kit, and you're going to make a magnet sandwich. You're going to put one magnet on one side and sandwich it in between two hearts, like that. And you're going to do that on both sides of your album, top and bottom. Magnet sandwich.
Can you do one?
I can do a magnet sandwich right now. So, and then we have the little bookmark, and that's, so I'm going pretty quick. These are very thin, very powerful magnets. Thin and powerful. So the gluing time is not going to allow for me to show it to you, but I'm going to show you how I make a magnet sandwich. I'm putting this heart on this back side. I'm putting this side of the magnet here. Okay, and I'm going to sandwich it in between this. Then I'm going to do a magnet sandwich on the other side, exactly the same way, and then they will click together. Very thin, very powerful magnets in your kit. You can do without it, but it tends to do this. So I like the little magnets and the little hearts. All right, and then for the final piece de resistance, that's all the French I know, is you've got a little twine in your kit, and I've taken 3 of the 1.5 inch hearts, fold them in half. You can score them if you like. I just folded them in half. I just love this technique because it just gives it a little cutie thing. I'm gluing two half of the sides together. So now we have a piece that looks like this. And now I'm going to do one more. Like this. And before I glue the third one in, I'm going to make a little knot of twine so it stays in there. Now I'm sandwiching twine. We were sandwiching magnets, now we're sandwiching twine. Okay, and now you have your 3-dimensional little bookmark to go with your album. 11/11! It's a magic time.
That's it.
And you've also got some of these to embellish with. You've got all these extra hearts to embellish with. These make great pockets, these big hearts. I will show you really quick. See, I made a little pocket here with some of the big hearts.
Let's zoom out and then just take a couple minutes on your last part. Okay. Again, those embellishments, you guys can customize that how you like.
Yeah.
We're not going to waste airtime with trying to just finish it. But go ahead. You got the finished product. Why don't you show us?
Let's pull the finished project out again. So the original, here's the original one.
And then you can show the magnet.
Sorry.
Show the magnet.
Doing it. Magnets right there and there.
So we saw that little sandwich. Look at that. Okay. What else you got?
Made with love. I'm using the hearts as photo corners. Hearts make great photo corners. So you're going to be using this heart die over and over and over. Here's your true colors sentiment. And here I folded a heart over and made a little peekaboo. There's a little peekaboo journaling. Again, using it, tuck in, using it as a frame. That's my eldest son. He's going to be 32 this year.
He doesn't look 32 in that picture.
And that's my baby. He's going to be 30 pretty soon. Those are the boys. Girl makes a fun friends, a BFF album. This makes, a fun album for you. There's more BFFs having a good time. And again, there's the...
Look how nice that spine is, too.
The spine is great. You can put the little pictures inside the frames if you want. And here's where we tucked in a picture inside the hearts. And then you can tuck pictures in again inside that belly band. Makes a good pocket. All right. Such a fun cutie album.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, I'll just do that discount code on the top. Remember, it's 13% off, and the code is springtime. So, if you liked Sheila's class, you guys can kits are still available. Also, too, is hang out for the second class, which will be coming up. Carol's going to be doing that, and then one-of-a-kind group of Craftfancy, which will be later on this afternoon. I believe it's 2:30 Central Standard Time. Sheila, thank you so much.
Oh, it was so fun. I love doing this. It's really fun.
Yes, so we do appreciate it. If you got any ideas for Sheila that you guys would like to see, please let her know.
Yeah.
Or send an email to craftfancy.com. You guys can, or craftfancy@gmail.com. And then we'll be able to answer that as well, guys. So we're out of time. We want to get out of here. I got 11:13. I know Tanya's going to come on, and so we'll give her that couple extra minutes. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. Thank you for putting up with us in Krabby Brian, Krabby Hand, Krabby everything. So,
and see you soon.
Hopefully, we're back on track. So, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you back this afternoon, Craft Fancy style. Catch you later. Bye.